Hi guys, so as you can see, I'm back in my PJs. I am resting again today. Uh, Yesterday I went for a nice walk, and now I'm just tired today, so I'm just kind of taking it easy. But the other day, I got a notification that one of the people I'm subscribed to put out a new video, and it was their starting your journey or restarting your journey tips. Um, That person is Lauren, Lose It Like Lauren, and I will put a link to her channel as well as that video in the down bar. But she did, I think it was 5 tips um, on starting your journey or restarting your journey, and it kind of got me thinking. Um, and I have my list. I actually wrote something down, guys. This is the first. Um, I actually have 6 things that I've written down, and just so people are aware that yes, a lot of this probably does sound like what Lauren said, because I agree with a lot of what Lauren said. Actually, I agree with everything Lauren said, but some of the things that she said I did not include because for me, like, it didn't, I agree, but it doesn't necessarily resonate with me. This is my personal um, These are my personal tips on starting or restarting your journey. So, um, and I did number them, but they're not in any particular order necessarily. Like, just because it has number one next to it doesn't mean that it's like the number one thing. So first, I said to stop comparing. When I say stop comparing, I'm talking about, and we're all guilty of this, including myself, comparing yourself to another person, a friend, or a celebrity, or somebody on Instagram that you follow, or just anybody that you look up to. There's nothing wrong with looking up to somebody for their achievements and reaching their goals. The problem is when we start saying, well, they're 180 pounds and they look amazing, and I'm 180 pounds and I look like a bump on a log. You can't do that kind of comparison because everybody's journey is different. Everybody has their own goals. Everybody has their own body. Everybody is not 5'6" and curvaceous, or I am a trans male and I'm only 5 foot. I am not gonna look like these big buff guys. I'm gonna look, I'm gonna look like me. And I need to recognize that. We all need to recognize that we are not all going to look the same. And that's what makes this world beautiful, because we're not all the same build. We're not all the same mentally. We're not all the same physically. We're not all the same. So, and that has to do with our journeys too. Our journeys are not the same. So we need to, it's okay to look up to somebody for what they've done. And it's okay to look to them for maybe some advice, um, or just ideas, whatever. But it's not okay to put them on this pedestal and be like, I want to be you. Because in the end, that just makes your mental state, it, it puts you down because you don't look like them. You're comparing too much. So, my water is falling everywhere. Okay, there we go. Everybody's different. We need to recognize that we're different. And we need to recognize that we're not going to be able to reach the exact same goals as everyone else. Okay. Next is do not focus on the numbers. I am speaking from experience on this one. For those of you who have been following me from the beginning, you already kind of know this, but when I first started, I was on my fitness pal. I was counting my calories. I was counting my carbs. I was counting my protein. I was counting my fat. I was weighing myself every week. I was so focused on the numbers that I was not doing well. My goal had been 1,800 calories, but I became so obsessed with the numbers and how much I was eating of something that I ended up going well below that. Like most days, I was maybe getting 900 calories a day. 900 calories. And it made me stagnant because my body was trying to make up for the fact that I was starving myself. And I made myself sick doing that. I became so obsessed with the number on the scale and the numbers in my fitness pal that I made it worse for myself. I made myself feel worse. Um, Physically, just feeling sick because I wasn't fueling myself. Um, Mentally, because I wasn't seeing the scale move. It was just a downhill spiral. So I changed that. I no longer I read the labels because it's good to know what you're putting in your body. But and I do the servings. But if I feel like I need to have an extra serving of something, I'm going to have an extra serving of something. I'm not going to go, okay, well, this is my serving and that's it. I'm not going to. I am less focused on the numbers and more focused about what I'm putting in my body and just just eating normally, not trying to eat like a bird. Um, Not just kind of picking, okay, this is this little thing right here. This is a little bit of green beans. If I want more green beans, I'm gonna put more green beans. Or if I feel like I need to eat a little more meat, I'm gonna have a little more meat. I'm not depriving myself of that just because the numbers say I need to. I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to focus on what I'm putting in my body and how much of it I'm putting in my body. Um, Like once in a while, I still have a soda. You're talking to someone who went from having a 24 pack in a day, 24 pack of Mountain Dew in a day, to like a Sprite or a ginger ale every month, if not less than that. Um, just I'm just paying attention to what I put in my body and how I feel after I put it in there. Um, Now with this gallbladder surgery, I do have to pay a little more attention to my fat content. I do have to kind of pay a little more attention to the numbers there because if I have too much fat, I have to go low fat or no fat because if I don't, then I can make myself really sick. So, yes, it is okay to have numbers. It is okay to look at numbers, but if you find that you're becoming so obsessed with the numbers that it's making you sick physically and mentally, then maybe you need to move away from that. You need to seek help and you need to figure out what's best for you. So focusing on the numbers can be a bad thing. Um, Number 3, try different things. Now, I'm not just talking about food, though food, you should try different things. Because, okay, those things that we might not have, oh my goodness, those things we might not have liked as kids, like for me, celery. Ugh, I hated celery, okay? I hated it with a passion. I didn't want it in any of my food. I didn't want it near touching anything that I ate. I couldn't stand the smell of it, nothing. Um, and now, a few months ago, I said, you know what, I'm just going to eat it because there's not a lot in the house right now. I actually found that I actually kind of do like celery, so I'm eating more of it. Even if it's something that you know, like as a kid you hated it and you just haven't touched it since you were a kid, you might want to go back, you might want to try it. That's not saying that, oh, you're gonna like stuff. Like, okay, again, another example for me, avocados. I have tried avocados every which way you can think of having avocado. I don't like avocado. I don't know what it is about avocados, but there's something about avocados that I just cannot, I can't stomach them. So I don't touch them right now. Now, maybe next year I might try it again, or like in a few years I might try again. But for right now, me and avocados are not a thing. You just have to, sorry, I'm just trying to, I'm still in bed trying to rest. I took a walk yesterday, so I'm just trying to move around while doing this video. Just try it, even if it's just a tiny little bite of something and you say, oh, no, nope, that's not for me. You don't have to keep trying it. Just come back to it another time, another day, a year from now, 5 years from now. Just keep trying different foods. See if things have changed. See if your tastes have changed. Because that will help you, come up with different meals to eat. That way you don't get bored. Because we all kind of get stuck in this, I like this food and this is what I'm going to eat. And you eat the same things pretty much all the time. So just trying something else so that you can have an idea of what you like and what you can do with the things that you like. You can have chicken every day, but you can have it in different ways. Um, so you can figure out other foods that you like, and then maybe combine that with something something that you've always liked, um, and see, try different recipes. It's good to just have different things on your plate now and then. So there's that, and then of course, as far as trying different things, you gotta move too. It's not just all about the food. My back's really hurting today, guys. I'm sorry. It's not just about the food. You also have to move. So anyone who's been on their journey for a while or long enough to, if you'll be on this journey long enough, if you haven't been already, where you see that what you're doing necessarily isn't working anymore. You've kind of hit a plateau. So what do? You move more. You try different things. If you start out just walking and you drop, let's say 10 pounds, 10, 20 pounds, and you continue your walking, And then you see that there's this consistency where you're not losing anything. Um, there's no changes going on. Um, then you need to go, okay, what can I do? You can up the amount that you're walking, whether that's the time that you're walking or um, however long you're walking or the miles you're walking. You can change that up, or you can add weights to your walking, or you can, you know, or you can just add another exercise altogether, do walking and something else. Um, Try different things so that you kind of know what your body can do, what it can handle, and the watch how your body reacts and how it changes when you add in those different things. Um, it will help you in the long run so that you're not just stuck. Um, Number 4, don't expect praise or help from other people. Um, I'm guilty of this. When we go into a journey, especially if we have significant others or like really close friends who we hang out with all the time, we go on this journey and we think, well, they're here for me, so they should, like my husband does all the shopping and the majority of the cooking. So my mentality was he needs to change how he cooks. He needs to do this. He needs to do this. And my other thing was workouts, you know, um, to help me stay motivated. You should do this with me. And that's a no, because this is your journey. I learned this the hard way. This is your journey. That does not mean that your entire family or your friends have to do it with you. If they want to do it with you, that's great. That's awesome. But they are not obligated to change their eating habits. They are not obligated to do workouts with you. They are not obligated to be your cheerleading section. Um, no one is obligated to do this journey with you. It's your journey. You are supposed to be your own cheerleading section. You are the one responsible for what you put in your mouth. Just because my husband cooked a big, huge thing of lasagna, which by the way is my favorite food, doesn't mean that I have to stuff my face with it. Doesn't mean that I have to eat it at all. I can say, well, I don't want that, and I'll just make myself something else. Or I don't have to, if he serves it up, I don't have to eat the entire big giant, block of lasagna that he put on my plate. I can say, okay, I'll eat until I am full, and if there's something still on my plate, well, then it can go in the fridge for another time. Either a little later or tomorrow, whatever. I don't have to stuff my face with what he cooks or how much he puts on my plate. Um, when I was doing the workouts and I would say, you want to do them with me? He would tell me no. And then I would get into this funk where, well, if he's not going to do it, I don't really feel like doing it. And that was me putting my accountability on somebody else. That was not okay. That was me going, okay. That was just an excuse for me. And that was not okay. Because, again, that's not his responsibility. Um, I would be like, oh, I lost, a couple pounds. And he'd be like, okay, that's cool. Good for you. And even though he said it, it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, you lost a couple pounds. Good job. Like, he wasn't he wasn't the cheerleader I expected him to be at that point. Okay. And that would kind of bring me down, like, oh, he doesn't care, which is not in his case the case. He did care. He was proud of me, but it was like, okay, well, do I have to tell you good job every time you lose a pound? No, he doesn't. Nobody has to be like, yay, you! Nobody has to be your cheerleader. You want to know who has to be your cheerleader? You got to be your own cheerleader because it's up to you. This is your journey. This is your path. This is it's you. All you. It's good to have the support of others. It's good to have others who are willing to change their habits, not necessarily for you, but to do it with you, just to, it's nice to have those things, but nobody's obligated. Nobody has to. The only person that has to is you, because you have decided that this is your journey. So that is on you and no one else. Water is your friend. Okay. Water. Again, this is coming from somebody who used to drink a 24 pack of soda in a day. Water is your friend. Now, when I was drinking all that soda, I'll tell you, I felt hungry all the time. What I thought was hunger. And I would eat on top of drinking all of this soda. And I would eat junk. I would eat the half a small pan of lasagna to myself. And I would eat the chips. And I would eat the chocolate. And I would eat the junk because I felt hungry and that was what was in my house. So when I finally started drinking water, hi Merlin, when I finally started drinking water, I made a discovery. I felt less hungry. Really? I felt less hungry because I was drinking more water. The reason I felt less hungry, or what I thought was less hungry, is that I wasn't satiating a hunger. I was satiating my thirst. All these hunger pains that I was feeling wasn't all hunger pains. It was mostly thirst. I was thirsty. My body was telling me, I need water. Stop drinking the soda. Stop shoving this down your gullet and give me water. And I didn't listen. For a long time, I didn't listen. So, drinking water has helped me to realize the difference between feeling hungry and feeling thirsty. It has helped me to eat a lot less because when I'm satiating the thirst rather than the hunger that I supposedly feel, it hydrates you, it keeps you healthy, and it helps your kidneys to filter out crap out of your system. So there's no reason not to drink water. Water is good for you. Now, if I know a lot of people say, oh, well, water doesn't have a taste, that's still not an excuse. You know what you can do? There's fruit that you can put in you can infuse your water with fruit or mint, or even if you're able, or there are some people that use the enhancers like the Mio. I personally cannot use that stuff because it makes me sick. So if I feel the need to put a flavor in my water, there's fruits, there's mint, there's different things that I can put in my water. Though, to be honest, the majority of the time I just drink water straight because I made myself drink it that way. Because I was like, I'm not going to add all this stuff to my water. I just need to get used to water itself. because what happens if I run out of fruits or mint or whatever, and then I have nothing? And then, that was my thing. If I don't have the stuff to put in the water, then am I going to drink the water? I need to drink the water regardless of what's in the water, as far as flavors. Speaking of which, I am thirsty. So yeah, water has its benefits. So drink the water. Um, drink the water. Do not be a dehydrated noodle. You will feel so much better. Um, and number 6, which is the last thing that I have um, for now, um, this is just a quick list, and I might add some more stuff. Um, listen to your body. Now, again, that kind of brings me back to the hunger versus thirst. You have to be aware of what your body is telling you. You have to be aware of the difference between hunger and thirst. And your body knows the difference. You just have to listen and you have to go, okay, so this feels like this. So this is hunger. But now I don't feel like that. I feel like this. So maybe I'm thirsty. Um, when you're eating and you have a plate full of food and you're eating it, and let's say you get halfway through and you feel really full, stop, because your body is saying, I'm done. That's enough for now. And you can put your food in a Tupperware and put it in the fridge for either later or the next day. Sometimes people will feel hungry like a few hours later and eat the other half, or they might not feel hungry and then they have it for like lunch the next day when they do feel hungry. There's no reason for you to have a big plate of food and eat the entire thing because you could be overfeeding yourself. If your body says to eat the entire plate, if you're still, you're not, if you're focused on the food and you're, taking your time and eating it slow and you still feel hungry and you've gotten through the majority of the plate, you know, and you're pretty much, you know you're gonna know whether whether you feel hungry or if you're thirsty or if you just need to stop eating for now. You will know if you listen. Um, when it comes to moving, that's another thing you gotta listen to your body about. Okay. So for me, sorry, for me, um, I started my journey just doing workouts. I did not stretch beforehand or after. Um, and that kind of put a strain on my muscles. And that strain on my muscles made me not work out as often as maybe I should be. So I listened and I started doing stretches. I do 20 minutes of stretches beforehand. And I'm actually considering doing another 20 minutes after I'm done with my workout totally, just to keep myself in check and make sure that my muscles are not hurting. Um, but yeah, if I listen to my body and my body tells me, okay, well, this kind of hurts. Let's say I start a new workout and my body says, this really hurts. This isn't just, your body will kind of resist to begin with because this is something new. And if you're just starting out, your body isn't used to moving. So your body is going to say, no, no, no. To an extent, you need to push yourself a little bit because it's going to benefit you. However, if it really hurts, or if during the workout, if it really hurts, you're either you're not doing it the right way, um, you're overextending, you're doing something that is going to hurt your body and you need to stop. Um, Again, you're going to realize, okay, am I sore or am I really hurting? There's a difference between feeling, a little, ow, this is really sore, and ow, this really hurts. You need to be aware of that difference and you need to listen to your body. And when your body says, I'm done, really done, then stop. Um, that goes for starting your journey, continuing your journey, on your ongoing journey. Um, you're going to add different workouts and exercises because if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over, eventually that's not going to work. Your body's just going to sit there stagnant because your weight is going to just sit there. The other changes in your body are, it's just going to be the same because you're doing the same thing all the time. So do different things, but pay attention to how much you're doing and how you're doing it because your body will tell you whether or not you're able to do that workout or that exercise, or how long you're able to do that workout or that exercise. Some people can do 5 reps of an exercise while some people can only do one because their body says, okay, I can't do anymore. And there are some exercises that some of us can't do at all because our bodies are not ready. Um, or, we have other physical limitations. Like there are some back workouts that I probably can't do because of my degenerative disc disease. I could hurt myself a lot more than I would benefit from doing the workout. So I gotta listen to my body when it comes to that stuff. You just gotta listen to your body. Um, Period. Because your body knows what it needs. Your body knows what it can do. Your body knows its own limitations. Um, and at the same time, push yourself a little bit because, especially when you're starting out, because your body is going to be like, I can't do this. Nope. Walk for 5 minutes? Uh-uh. Literally, this was my body when I first started. I think I did 10 minutes actually. Like I started out at 10 minutes and my body was like, no, we're not doing this. And I'm like, yeah, we are. My body was like, no. And I went to my doctor and I said, my body really hurts and I'm only doing 10 minutes of walking. And she's like, explain the pain to me. Explain the pain that you're going through. And I explained it to her and she was like, your body is just protesting because your body is not used to this. So keep doing it. If you feel like you need to rest, but don't stop doing it because your body's just whining right now. It will eventually feel better. And you know what? I kept doing it. Regardless of my body whining and crying the entire time, I did it and I do feel better. And I'm up to 30 minutes of walking a day. Currently not right now. Right now I'm just laying in bed. Well, not laying in bed, but I'm not doing as much moving as I was before the surgery. And that brings me to another thing that you need to listen to your body about is rest. So for me right now, I'm in the rest stage because I had surgery on Monday. I am not going to be doing a lot of walking. I'm not going to be doing any of my, I'm not going to be doing any of my strength training. I'm not going to be, doing my core workouts. Definitely. My core workouts are a big no right now because that's where all the pain is and all the itchiness. I'm really itchy today. Like everything's healing and now it's really itchy and it's driving me nuts. So just your body knows when it needs to rest. So rest. Um, Even if your body is just kind of like whining about having to do it, rest a little bit. I found that if your body is just kind of protesting a new exercise or a new movement, if it's not really hurting you, then you just kind of take a little break, let your body breathe, and then keep going. Um, and I always suggest that even if you're not sure, it's best to talk to your doctor because your doctor can tell you, again, is this an actual pain that you're feeling? And do we need to look into why you're hurting like this? Or is this just your body? Oops, sorry about that. Is this just your body whining and complaining because it doesn't want to move, because it's not used to moving? So always consult your doctor because they know what they're talking about. Um, for the most part, they know what they're talking about. There are times when, they might try to push too much. Um, and that's just because they're human, you know. They they want you to be healthy. I would like to think that they want us to be healthy. So listen, and if you have any concerns, you talk to your doctor, and your doctor will help you. So that is my 6 tips. It ended up being 6. Um, about starting your journey, things you need to be aware of before starting your journey or just restarting your journey. And again, I got the idea from Lose It Like Lauren, whose channel and link to her specific video on this topic will be will be in the down bar. I cannot talk today, guys. I am so sorry. But those are my tips. Um, if you have found anything that helps you, any tips or ideas that have helped you on your journey, comment them down below. Like I mentioned before, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's body is different. What works for me, these tips that have worked for me, might not necessarily work for you, but they're ideas to kind of maybe get you started. Um, so just keep that in mind. These are not rules. These are guidelines that you may or may not find useful. Uh, yeah. So, oh, before I go, I have a little bit of announcement. I cannot talk. I am sorry. But that being said, I can type a lot better than I can talk. And that is why I've started a blog, Jules' Journey to Health. I cannot poop today. Jules' Journey to Health blog. That link will also be in the down bar. It is just starting. So right now there's like no content. There's one thing in there, and that's my introduction. So bear with me as I get ideas and start blogging. Um, but yeah, again, that will be in the down bar as well. So I've started the blog. I have the Facebook page. I have the Instagram. I have the Twitter. And I have did I say Facebook? Oh goodness. Well, let's start over with that one. I have the YouTube channel here. I have the Facebook page. I have my Instagram. I have my Twitter. I have my Snapchat. And now I have the blog. So that's 6 different things. Join me on all or any of those platforms, including this one. Um, there's things that are totally different from Snapchat that I don't put on like Instagram, or just everything's a little different. There are some things that are similar, but I try to keep things a little different in each one. So that being said, everything will be in the down bar. If you're here, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I put out a new video. And I hope everyone has a great day, and whatever it is you're doing, just keep going.